Welcome to part 3 of Rise of Lyric. And look, we're back in this same hub world. This is where you start getting really sick of the hub worlds in particular, because like we said in the last part, it's just the same big open space. Because like, you remember that one section from 06, the forest level? Well, not level, the forest
vaguely
level.
recalled where you have to go through like a maze-like place, don't you? It's like pretty much a maze.
There's the whole like Trials of Soliana bullshit over there, but it's just they're all as uninteresting as that.
That's probably why I thought it was a maze, because you had to go through sort of different ones, didn't you? And like they had to be in an order.
Anyway, this dude, he looks like someone else like Cooper, but he's got a bit of influence. Well, not so much influence, but he's influenced by one of the decisions you make in a stage coming up. So his family background are cursed. And I think it's something about how their crops don't grow properly or something uninteresting like that. But it's the command that the game gives you when you finish talking that cracks me up for this guy. I don't know whether you remember him, Stu.
Don't remember.
Alright.
It seems pretty forgettable.
I know it has an impact on the game later, but
yeah.
Not sure if any of the ancients' machines will let you time travel, but we can look to see if anything they have helps.
Anything you can do will help. I hope you find something in your future that will help my past.
Go back in time and find young Tucker. Like, this is just dropped on us before we know anything about the time travel story or whatever. It just says, go back in time and find young Tucker.
yeah, well, that's not revealing anything at all.
Anyway, this thing is conveniently controlled by a sonic spinball switch. That's always useful, isn't it?
Stuff like that is just... I don't know, but Sonic's always been like that, isn't it? Like, it's having
It's the only thing that makes
convenient stuff.
It's the only thing that makes Sonic seem faster than the rest of them all.
Yeah.
But I did it!
Listen, he's nothing on, say, Knuckles, who's tougher than the rest of them.
I hate you.
He's tougher than leather. And unlike Sonic, he doesn't chuckle. Except in S3 and K, where he spends half the game chuckling. I will say, I'm going out my way to get these robot parts. I don't know why, they're fucking pointless.
Yeah, they don't even do anything. You don't need to collect them.
That should do
Well, some of the upgrades are powered by them, but other than the one that like gives you more rings when you die, there's no real point for the upgrades, so...
Well, to be fair, the rings when you die thing is only accessible through the 3DS.
No,
Isn't it?
the amount of rings you get when you die, the
oh.
ones it gives you. But
The amount that you carry is influenced by the 3DS game.
yeah, that like raises you from 100 to 150, I believe.
Yeah, and what's the fucking point?
Lyric turned on his ears and wants to
Anyway, I hate this level for the simple fact of how fucking long it goes on for. Because you may have noticed, this is a 35-minute part. And we spend the entire part in this level.
And whoever was watching this after you said that is now gone.
Yeah, I look forward to checking the audience retention stats and seeing, like, average viewing, 3 minutes.
Yeah, this is supposedly automated and you were walking backwards.
Yeah. That's just how it works, right? I will say, a lot of the time through this game, I just take hits because fuck dodging. It makes no difference if you just hit basically everything you run into.
At least you can press the bumpers to go left and right.
You can, but that's more effort that I'm willing to give this game.
It's more effort than the makers of it put in.
Pretty much.
These parts, like, have you played that little iPhone game, which is like Sonic Dash?
Sonic Dash is actually more technically sound than this game. It's less likely to glitch out on you than this game.
You never
But
grab
that's what this bit is like, isn't it?
Never grab too many rings. Well, apparently you can because you've only got 100.
Yeah. It's like them sorts of dialogue, they're throwaway dialogue in most games, but they're especially pointless here when you've got a cap, aren't they?
And not once did I ever hear him go, rings, num 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 num.
There is a line in there. I don't know what the stipulation for making it come up is.
Been abandoned for a long time.
Now we've got to find the sun crystal.
They know the names of these crystals.
Tiles light up when you step.
Look at this difficult puzzle.
This isn't even a puzzle. I mean, if you stepped off of it and it would reset it would add
Great job!
a teeny tiny bit of challenge to it, but
That just reminds me of a shittier version of the cube. Sorry.
it just seems like an inconvenience.
Yeah, it's like, granted, I wouldn't want them to do this thing where it like resets it, because particularly later in the game where you got like lasers and other enemies and shit going on, it get really obnoxious really quickly. But it's like this simple trigger system is so pointless.
Lasers, you say?
Lasers.
So this seems like it might get a little bit more interesting.
No, it
Well,
won't.
No, 'cause you-
hopefully.
It won't.
No.
This is filler.
The whole fucking game's filler. What is there in this game that you think
Filler.
that's a memorable experience?
The ending.
The ending's fucking bullshit.
This whole
No,
game is
because
bullshit.
I remember that it did end.
Oh yeah, there is that. Yeah, it's like that's the appreciation you get from the ending. It's not that it's a satisfying conclusion or anything. It's just I'm done. I'm fucking done.
I survived.
Oh, holy crap! I finished it in a day.
Yeah, I don't know how you sat through that in one day. I could not play this game for more than an hour at a time.
Because he
I
has a lot
really
of willpower.
wanted it out of the way.
But like normally, granted, I don't tend to play games for long periods of time in one. But like normally, I can last a little bit longer, particularly if I'm recording. I'm in the groove. But no, I can't sit through more than an hour of this at a time.
The memorable things about this game, it ended, and it's mercifully short
Have you got
compared to other Sonic
Well,
games
that's
that are
good.
bad.
What was that, Jeff?
Have you got this in normal or filthy casual mode?
In what, like?
The difficulty.
I've got it on the basic difficulty. There's no like hard mode, so to say. It's just like an extreme take on the levels you unlock once you beat the game. And like, given the only difficulty upgrades they could possibly give are make the enemies come at you more, like I'm not even going to waste my time with that.
Nah.
And I'm also not going to waste anyone else's time with that.
Plus, when you die, there's no consequence because there's no life system.
Yeah, that is true.
I'll take that.
So any challenge that
Yeah.
might have been there,
Just defeats the purpose.
I'm sorry, that's why I hate vertical platforming. Because I fucked up one thing and now I've got to start again.
and this is why I use Amy every time.
Yeah, I'm trying to show off the different characters a bit, but Jesus. I don't get how Knuckles can kind of hang from these particularly coloured things though.
Magnet.
Yeah, magnets. This is how they fucking work.
You've put more effort in than Big Red Button had.
Commercially speaking, the big red button was actually their self-destruct button.
Essential. Do not press the big red button.
Yeah, the big red button will end you.
Imagine the company just blowing up on itself, just like, yeah, this is where the office where Big Red Button used to be.
Ah, crap! They're self-destructed.
What they're not even trying to damage control either, like Big Red Button. They're, like, since this game came out, I don't think they've posted a single tweet on their official Twitter account. Like, normally, like when a new game's come out, like the company tends to like promote it and stuff, don't they, on social media? Big Red Button have kept completely stum to the point where they've cancelled interviews like with people. Like, I don't want to say that's explicitly them. It might be Sega intervening, but like the fact that they're not being allowed to talk to the press for whatever reason, that's a little bit, shady.
Stupid though, because if there's a small company, surely you'd want to promote it out there, wouldn't you, and get some recognition.
Would you want to promote this?
Why?
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying,
Yeah.
as a company itself, you would want to get some recognition and get more
Yeah.
power, wouldn't you?
I think they've shot themselves in the foot with having this as their first big game, though. Because, let's face it, no one's gonna want this development company to...
Then again, it's more of an incentive to them to improve and get a better game out, if you know what I'm saying.
I know what you mean, like, from their own perspective,
Yeah.
but the fact is, whatever they do now, this is going to be on their CVs or
And
whatever.
yeah,
So-
people are just going to reference this and criticise
Yeah.
it from... Yeah.
It's like, if you've seen this game and you're like a publisher and you want a developer to like work on your IP, are you gonna hire the people who made
Oh really?
this?
This is a bad first impression.
In an interview, it's just like, well, this all looks good. Wait, is that Sonic Boom? Yeah.
Yeah. Leave.
All I did was make coffee for them, leave.
I can just imagine it in a job interview. So, what are your qualities? Well, I'm a Sonic fan. Get out. Just get the fuck out.
You're done.
Yeah. Well, it's alright. When you say Sonic fan, please tell me you're one of these weirdos on DeviantArt who draws them naked and not one of the developers of Sonic Boom.
Jesus Christ, you were one of those.
Do you believe Shadow is in a relationship with Shrek? Yes, you're hired.
You're hired as long as you didn't work on Sonic Boom.
I did. Oh. Well, you're fucked for life.
It's like, that's the one job you don't want, because like Big Red Button, I don't think they've got any sort of future, and it's a shame because there's probably some people in there who weren't responsible for the fuck ups who are now kind of gonna have to find new jobs, which is a huge shame really, but it's just, that's how business works. If you tank your business's reputation, then that happens.
Even though I feel this isn't the worst Sonic game, it still is an unholy trinity of bad, shitness from previous Sonic games.
Yeah, do you want to go back over that?
Because of like the combat from the Werehog, except it's downplayed a lot in this. Then there's the on the rails, and then there's the glitches from 06.
We did kind of touch on this in the first part, but what I was saying about the Werehog is I never liked the Werehog. To this day, I don't like the Werehog. And I've always heard people say that like they appreciate the Werehog for what it is. Like, it's not traditional Sonic, but at least they have fun with it. And like that, again, I think it's horribly out of place in Sonic, but like I can respect that someone who likes combat gameplay would have fun with that. But this, I don't think you would. I think even if you like combat gameplay, you wouldn't have fun with this because it's just so mind-numbing.
It's not even combat.
No, it's like pressing buttons over and over. It's like the Werehog, there's certain things you unlock, new abilities, you can do different combos and things, so if you're into that kind of gameplay, you might well have fun
and
with it.
And upgrades that matter.
Yeah. Like, if you look through like the list, especially I think on the 360 version, of all the different like skills you can get, like unlock with the Werehog, there's some pretty cool stuff in there. But coming back to this game,
it's just press this one button over and over again until the enemies are dead.
Yeah.
Whereas in Unleashed, it's like, alright, try this combo, it might kill them faster, whereas this one's an easier one to string together.
And the game with Unleashed, like, there's atmosphere. So, like, even if you're not particularly enjoying the gameplay for it is, you've got this cool kind of nighttime vibe during the Werehog stages. You've got, like, pretty awesome sounding, like, swing jazz music going on in the background, and it's just, like, it feels polished. Like, it feels like care has been put into that game, even if, like, some bad decisions were made.
Plus, Sonic as the Werehog could stretch his arms. I don't know how, but that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. But that's something I was talking to a few people about the other day, actually, in terms of how important presentation is in games. I don't know if you've seen the video of what's believed to be the final version of Mighty No. 9.
I haven't watched that.
Because that game looks really underwhelming, which is kind of a shame, really. And one of the reasons why I say it's underwhelming is the visual style, like the art style. It's not this bland, but it's just not interesting.
I could understand. Would relate more to the people who actually put donations in. It's a disappointment to them.
Yeah, it's like I know with Kickstarter and that, like, you always got that level of risk.
Yeah.
But again, like, I'm not doubting the game will be fun. I think, like, the gameplay that's been shown, that does look like you could have some fun with that. But the overall atmosphere, it just feels
it's not
a bit lacking. Yeah. Anyway, elevator section, because we've got to have one of these and beat them up, right?
As soon as I saw the fence, I was like, it's going to stop there, isn't it? And it's done it. This game isn't full of surprises.
Yeah.
It just keeps underwhelming me.
Some of the like character dialogue, like I think Knuckles in particular highlights it a lot. Like sometimes when you get a batch of enemies, he goes like, "Well, enemies, I didn't see that coming."
You only moved a centimetre and it's back to fighting them again.
Punchy punchy.
Hey, look, there's the developers of the game. Do you want to punch that?
Yeah, you. Fuck you. You're the guy who programmed the combat. What was that?
You can make a game of fun, like you could actually have fun doing it. That's the thing.
Your face, my fist, they will meet intimately.
Yeah. I want to know what was going on during the development process.
They looked at this game and went, that's done.
I know this is a bit delayed, but I guess you give them a right fisting.
You know what? I'm not even going to care. No.
Right.
That's the highest level of entertainment I've had from this game so far.
Fair enough.
When you open those doorways, they phase into the ground. They just clip past anything that was on the surface.
Yeah. A little reminder that we've been going for 16 minutes and we're still in this fucking level. Like, Sonic levels shouldn't take this long. I don't care. Sonic levels should be like 3, 4, 5 minutes long. When it gets to this, like, the way Sonic works, or at least the appeal of it, is it's short bursts of fast action. That's what makes the good Sonic games appealing. This is not appealing.
Long, drawn out, slow action.
Well, you use the word action liberally.
Problem.
I will say this level, it's got some scale to it at least. I know that's really not saying much, but at least I feel like I've traversed a distance.
Let's check it out.
Which some of the other levels, they don't. I'll just make a comment about how bad the soundtrack is.
There's nothing
Didn't
memorable
notice it.
about it. I barely even remember what the intro music was. I can remember it, but just barely.
There's that title theme that I remember whenever it plays, but other than that, it's just this sort of ambient music.
That's where Sonic, what was it? Yeah, Sonic Lost World's soundtrack is definitely the more stronger out of the two.
Lost World's main theme was
That's
actually
more
very
nice.
nice.
I do really like Wonderworld, and like I think I remember saying during the Lost World playthrough that there were some songs that I don't remember that much, but at least they're sort of upbeat. You know, like I feel like I'm doing some sort of action here.
From what I've seen of it, it doesn't seem a bad Sonic game. It just seems an average Sonic game.
What, Lost World? I still fucking hate it. I'm not gonna.
So would you say it's like on the
You're not
top
even-
3 hated? Like it's the third one on like the list.
I wouldn't say top 3 hated. I'll say that it's not a game I go back to that often for good
Fair
reason.
enough.
He's got a lot of
I
Sonic
just
games
love
he
how
hates.
you didn't even have to bother with getting those pipes. You could have just jumped up and skipped all of that and used the ender beams.
Could have done, didn't.
It's like you willingly torture yourself with all this. It's like, what would this give me out of the torture scale? Is it a 1 or a 10?
No, well, I guess you'd need
I'll give it 1,000.
pipes. I forgot that. It leads all the way there.
Yeah, but like, I don't know if anyone now will get into the Sonic franchise if they haven't been dragged into it already.
Can see what you mean.
Because I think at this point it's fair to say that the bad heavily outweighs the good.
Unless
I'm just thankful I'm more of a Mario fan than a Sonic fan.
Yeah, like Mario games, they
It's
might
so
be a
try.
bit repetitive at times, but at least they're not
Yeah.
bad. You know.
well, unless they re-release Generations on the Xbox and PS4.
It's like what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Like Mario has its own share of problems, but at least they're not ones that stop you from having fun. Like for all I say about New Super Mario Brothers being repetitive and that, like if I play a few worlds in that, I'm having fun. Which Sonic games, it's just that inconsistency in quality.
I think the Mario games just have that appeal where it's like a light-hearted edge and you feel like you're having good fun while you're playing it.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Yeah.
It's like I know for people mixed on like both the new games and the Super 3D World, that sort of game as well, but like they're fun. Like, at the end of the day, like them sort of games, they're no Galaxy or 64 or whatever, but they're fun.
I personally like the RPG series. They're
I
pretty good.
haven't played the
You
RPGs,
know,
but
I reckon you'd
they
actually
are
like
fun.
Bowser Inside Story because they do highlight Bowser a lot in that.
nice.
Plus Bowser turns giant.
Cool. I do want to give some of the RPGs a go, just because I like the idea of adding a little bit of plot to Mario.
Yeah, I always wanted. I haven't played Partners in Time, but that's one of those where I really want to play. Like I've played a bit of Superstar Saga, But the only one I haven't played is Partners in Time.
I watched Johnny's review of Super Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo. That looks like a really fun game.
Never
I wanna
played
give it
that
a go.
one either.
I might give that a go at some point soon.
N64
Actually,
game, wasn't it?
it's Super Nintendo, and then
Was
there's,
it? Oh,
you're thinking of Paper Mario for the
yeah.
64 one.
But it was released at the time where the N64 was coming out.
Around that sort of point, yeah, Stephen. I know what you're going to point out. The ready kid nerd irrelevant.
No, I was going to say, like, the robot actually gave in to peer pressure.
Yeah, I do like that. Anyway, now we're Sonic and Tails. Isn't this going to make it so much more fun?
Oh, this is the bit where you can run on water.
Yeah. Jesus hog.
Okay, that is okay. So this is actually a section where Sonic moves the fastest in this game.
Talking about Knuckles again, like a lot of people give him shit and say that he's stupid, but I actually think he's a lot more smarter than he puts on. I think there is intelligence there. No, I really do think there is.
I get what you mean to a degree. Like, I don't know whether you get it. It's like the way I was saying earlier, like how yeah, like this is, but like when I get Knuckles is basically like the trigger.
Yeah.
It's like he has his own way of thinking, which looks stupid from the outside, but it all adds up in his head.
Yeah.
You know, this just reinforces in my mind that Sonic isn't as fast as he's meant to be.
I'm just thinking though,
Yeah.
that reminds me of Jonathan. No, Zeppeli. That's Zeppeli, isn't it, when he walks on the water? Yeah.
It's like Sonic in the previous games, in the other universe, he could easily run over water, but in this, it's making it seem as though he can't run at the speed of sound. He's just, he's a decent runner.
It's like Sonic got so like overpowered later in the boost era, like with Gens. Like you can compare the way that he needed Supersonic in Adventure to beat Chaos in Adventure 1, but in Gens he could just boost into him. Like that's how much Sonic had overpowered in the main series, and this feels like a huge step backwards.
I like that though. Like,
No, because now Sonic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the thing being overpowered, I like that a lot.
Whereas in this, now it's saying that Sonic can't run fast enough to go over water, so he can't reach the speed of sound.
This guy's meant to be the fastest thing alive.
exactly.
And instead, the only special thing about him now is his homing attack. But that's not interesting.
The homing attack's a little bit hit and miss too. Like sometimes it won't properly lock on to what you're meant to be locking onto.
Easily the best Sonic game in 2014 is Smash Bros.
Yeah. Like by miles, yes. Like, and then
And Sonic even plays well. He's fun to use.
2014 wasn't that great of a year for games, really, though, was it?
not really. No, there's some things that stand out. Like to me, my two highlights are Smash Brothers and Mario Kart 8.
It was pretty much on the same on the movie front as well. I mean, there was very good films, but they were too far in between. In a way, like they were set out for the months. Like I think August was probably the best month for like films overall. I would say July, August time.
Yeah. See, that's the thing that I noticed, particularly like in the shift between release schedules. In that, for films, your big releases come out in the summer,
don't they? Yeah.
and that's like to time it up when, like, particularly films that like aim towards kids and that, because they know kids are around to go to the cinema and whatnot. But
October's meant to be a hard hitter as well, but there was nothing noticeable during that month or December, really, to be honest.
because like I think DVD releases are around them sort of times, aren't they? As opposed to like new films, but with games, it's always around November, early December, because that's like games are your Christmas present material, and that's why they come out there.
Yeah, I think the most boring months for films are like the January, February time.
Like you're not really gonna sell much there, are you? So it's like at that point, why would you bother?
Yeah, I think they're like the two most boringest months ever. Like, nothing pretty much happens there, do they?
No. Entertainment in general, it's all heavy towards these dots in the year. Like you got, like I was saying, for films you got summer, for games you got late winter, and well,
early.
Early winter.
Yeah.
But outside of them times, because that's normally development time.
Yeah.
So anything you get are normally like the little B product, you know.
It's pretty much no man's land.
I don't like these rooms. The robots get angry.
I don't like these rooms because it's padding.
Yeah, I swear we'll go through a room like this already.
Yeah.
It's just slightly different.
Yeah.
What, too much padding? What, is he in a mental hospital or something?
I like to think Sonic is, actually.
Just trapped in his mind, like, gotta go fast, gotta go fast.
Bandages are where you,
Bouncing, literally bouncing off of all the walls.
those bandages are where you ripped off the what's it? The
straight jacket.
Straight jacket.
Yeah.
Well,
But like, you're saying he's bouncing off the walls, he's just going, bounce pad, bounce pad, bounce pad.
I'm bouncing off of
Yes,
something with bounce
bounce
pad.
pad.
Yeah, I'm bouncing off of something with bounce pad like quality.
And then you got like his stupid twin brother Sonic going, gotta go fast, like on the room opposite.
Mate.
Or Sonic.
No, Sonic's in the room next to it, just going like with that completely fucked up Green Hill room
Oh
explainers.
yeah, the ear rape version.
Yeah, that's just like painful.
That's constantly in his head. I feel sorry for him.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to push this, but I'm gonna keep getting hit by these fuckers. So I think oh no, I did get it in time. I just heard the sound effect from me getting like riggings hit while it was on the cutscene. Good game, games.
God.
What were you saying?
When you drown in this game, and you don't even have to be very deep into the water. It's literally when your toes touch it.
Like,
Yeah.
I know this may seem a bit random, but
Yeah.
can hedgehogs actually swim a little bit? I think
Yes.
they can.
Technically, they
So
can.
why can't he swim then?
Because
That-
the
that's a load
maker
of
thought
bollocks.
That was
they
Yuji
could,
Naka at the time assumed that hedgehogs couldn't swim, so that's why he made.
Dumbass.
in the Sonic Boom cartoon, the first episode, when they reveal Sonic can't swim, it's so damn.
Could I understand
They just
if it was a
get it out.
cat?
Time to make a wish.
Look, I've glitched out. It still thinks I'm on water, but I'm on land.
It's just just in the car.
It's not letting me go.
Oh my god! Oh, there we go.
Poseidon's got it out for you.
Yeah.
That in the cartoon, when Sonic can't swim, he sounds so unimpressed. He just goes, "I can't swim."
Yeah.
Is that it? You're not going to panic? No, I can't swim. Save
no.
me, Tails.
I might die. Oh well.
Oh well, it's for the best.
I can just imagine Sonic now, like in the public swimming pool with like armbands on. Just like, yeah, just take it easy. No, I gotta go fast, go fast.
Yeah.
Don't do that, you fool. You're gonna drown.
Yeah,
No.
gets pulled out. He's like, the armbands didn't help at all.
Yeah. And then modern Sonic shows up and he's just boosting backwards and forwards
Yeah.
across the lake, like pissing off everyone trying to swim.
You can just imagine it, like he just pops it with his quills, just like, just starts crying.
Confirmed. It is agreeable to see you both once again.
Sorry, but I'm expecting
Who are you?
Stephen Merchant's voice.
you know, it's Wheatley, isn't it?
He does look like Wheatley, this robot here.
Yeah, what are you doing in a shit game again?
Was Portal 2 shit? I've never played it.
No,
past
Portal
them.
2 's-
No, I'm on about
It's brilliant.
Sonic.
Oh, right.
He's asking him, just like, what are you doing in another
Oh.
shit game? What's wrong with you?
Can I just point out something that annoys me about Portal 2? And that's the controller setup, because it's got this awkward thing that it tries to auto-detect your controller. And when you're trying to play a game on a Mac, that doesn't always work properly when you have to use box drivers. So can we please just have a thing where you can reconfigure your controls? Please.
Sort your shit out, Valve.
Yeah. It's annoying because it automatically programs the clicking down the right stick as start. And like, no.
I think you said about Humble. They're a pretty good company.
I
You
love
buy
Humble
stuff from them, and it is actually given the charity, which is great.
I love the
fucking good.
Humble system because it's
Yeah.
like you get games for affordable prices. It supports the developers, and you like any excess goes to charity. So like it's everyone wins,
Yeah.
isn't it? I love that sort of system. It's like they were partnered with the AGDQ as well, which was really
I've
good.
never watched that. No, tell a lie. I actually have. I've watched a little bit of 7, but nothing to like properly talk about it.
Now, the AGDQ things, I like watching them just to watch people break the fuck out of games. Like,
Did I just say 7? I meant to say Final Fantasy 7. Sorry.
yeah. No, I just find it fascinating that like people have found all these different ways to like run these games really quickly.
I can imagine people just thinking me talking about 7, the film now. It's like, what? What's she done? What's he done with her head?
No, he's speed running a film. He plays it on fast forward.
Yeah. What's in the box?
You can't break that wall from the inside.
Yeah. No, I'm using my VHS tracks.
Why are you using Knuckles?
I thought it was a good idea at the time. And yes, I realised that I had a really bad idea at the time.
You always have bad ideas at the time.
Oh, I should forewarn that. I know we sort of thought I was over this fucking up games thing, like as you see me walk towards the wrong one. but like I've been recording a bit of Crystal and I got to the Ilex Forest. And that's going to be a long one.
Yeah, at least with this crystal, it was actually guarded, whereas the first one it was like, they couldn't be bothered.
Just using it to keep open the
Oh,
door.
that man had that power.
Yeah, it was the least loved of the crystals.
That one is like, we're done with it, let's just leave it out the front, someone will take it. They took the fridge.
Right, move the TV. What do you want done with this crystal? Just leave it there.
Yeah.
But isn't this meant to have unimaginable power?
Who cares? It's not like it will be a huge problem if it's left in the wrong hands
It's
or
the
anything.
fact that the ancients sealed them away so that Lyric couldn't get his hands on them. Yeah, but an echidna, 2 hedgehogs and a fox can get their hands on it though.
Of course.
With some whips.
I got so fucking scared there, I didn't want to have to redo that whole platforming section.
You sounded kind of enthusiastic when you just said that then.
Anyway, it's annoying when there's one of them inner beam switches while there's enemies there, because it always automatically locks onto the enemy and not the inner beam switch. So like, I just want to do the fucking level at this point. I've been playing this for half an hour. I just want to play finish the level up. But no, I've got to fight these other things.
The energy field was still there, the crystal just sort of fell through it.
Is this when Shadow appears?
Think shortly,
it
yeah.
is.
See, this Maya character, she was one of Lyric's goons who went rogue, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Not so fast.
Just thinking.
Out of the edge.
What are you doing here? The fans demanded me.
Yes. Let me show you my time-wasting power.
Hold on, what's his voice like?
Make me laugh.
Oh god.
It's the voice from Generations.
Yeah, the only reason he's here is because Sonic has friends.
Yeah.
Me talking like this advances the plot.
Shadow doesn't look bad in this. He's the one character they haven't fucked up in appearance alongside Metal Sonic.
Well, you say that, except in one of the cutscenes, like after this boss, there is a point where they put so little effort into it. Like it was clear that they had just recoloured Sonic's model.
Question I've got to ask,
Yeah.
like a genuine question. Why do you think Shadow is so badass?
I like him in Adventure 2. I like him to a degree in Shadow.
Yeah.
I like him in 06.
Do you think it frustrates you more that they're more inconsistent with the character?
Well, what I was hoping when it first got announced that this was going to be an alternate universe is I was hoping they'd be able to make him kind of like a somewhat menacing anti-hero but lose all the bollocks about like the alien backstory in that. Because that was my one gripe with Shadow in the classics series, the fact that he just overcomplicated him. So they had an opportunity here to like make him better, but instead they went the complete opposite direction.
And they've done fuck all with him, just give him a menacing voice, which he already has.
Yeah, Shadow can use Chaos Control. There's no Chaos Crystals in that Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, he's got the Chaos Control, he's got the Chaos Spear.
He's got the Chaos Blast.
Yeah.
How?
All this shit is chaotic. I'm getting too old for this shit.
What are the crystals called in this?
They are Chaos Crystals.
And there's 8 of them.
It's like the Sonic the Fighter's Chaos Emeralds, or the Sonic Heroes one.
Yeah, you can tell why they needed a reboot, because this is so different from other Sonic games. Sonic going after Eggman.
I mean, I'm going to be a bit of a
collect-
nostalgia fag here, but I do miss 90s Sonic.
I just miss Sonic being fun consistently. Like,
3 years ago, he was fun.
that's the sad thing. Like, this when people's rebuttal to all these Sonic is Doom type arguments is colours and Generations. Generations was 3-4 years ago. Like, you know.
Well, I know think he's doomed from that.
Like, ever since. Like, that was the last good Sonic game. Last good main series Sonic game.
What happened to Shadow?
Calculating. He appears to have landed in the near future.
Oh, we just threw him somewhere in time.
I reckon there still is opportunity, and that is what disappoints people a lot. That there is the perfect opportunity. It's just they're not going full out with it.
Yeah, no, we've got to keep on making stupid decisions, stupid mistakes over and over and over.
Well, they need to sort their priorities out.
They do, but whether they will or not is
Another story.
sadly, yeah.